Ucker be going around as, what is it, DJ Cook. Like, you ain't DJ Cook, motherfucker. I was rolling with that long before. 1 sec. Literally so long before, but yo, how this getting caught up in that? But yeah, still, as he's rolling with that shit, I often did put an X on the end of it, but still, it don't matter, man. We're going into the music industry stuff. This is gonna be solid fucking advice. If you rap particular, this is for you, I guess. Like, you're gonna get something from it. Let's just check we're rolling live. Kind of need to get this pumped out a little bit, but I don't know about that. What should we do? We're gonna have a pump it out a little bit as no one come in yet. But then for y'all who joined, man, this will be a long fucking intro, so fuck it.
A few months after Biggie's
Wait,
death,
hold up.
A few months after Biggie's death, Diddy released the song "I'll Be Missing You," a sentimental tribute to his fallen friend. Using Diddy's last long. To his credit, it seemed Diddy saw how the game was being played and felt like he deserved.
This is gonna be going through the whole industry. I got so much to add.
He left Pharrell and started Bad Boy Records.
It's an understatement to even say so much to add.
I'm on my own record label. It's called Bad Boy.
The advice that I can give, shit, I should be charging even on here, but
the mega success
I mean,
black entrepreneurship
we'll
in
see.
the music industry, where these black men who were being basically paid off, getting one-time finder's fee, decided that they wanted to be bigger players in the hip-hop industry game. Brothers are realizing that they could make more money for longer.
Well,
This will be a running theme, exploiting their connection to the artist by just.
You know, there's certain things I have to keep my mouth shut on.
Thus, we have
like
Eazy-E
just
with the Ruthless Records in LA, rap a lot with Jay Prince
industry
Houston,
stuff,
and
but
Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons.
I'll help y'all out where I can, kind of thing.
Category. However, Puff wanted to be different. He wanted to be bigger and better than that category had to offer. Puff understood hip hop as a
Well, Puff had that entrepreneur spirit for
in a
Rizzo.
way that nobody else did up until that
What?
point. To a great
Planes
extent,
broken and
at this
dangerous to
time,
fly,
even
so
though
they're
it
being
started
thrown
as
off.
bigger,
No
it's still
way.
very small, and
That's-
hip-hop felt regional and insular
Don't
and
worry
very
about that, people,
self-referential
like,
in comparison. It
but
was still at this point
it's
very
peak, though,
inwardly
innit?
focused.
Imagine the
Rappers
plane
and
you're
hip-hop
getting on it.
fans
Well, at
growing up in
least
the press, each
for
other,
that
as
one,
was typical of
at least
hip-hop's competitive order.
matey there is off the plane. Can you imagine if it took off? That would not have been very good, would it? So, yeah. At least, I mean, if your plane's broken, at least, come on. Would you rather it took off? Yeah. So, anyway, to the industry,
really
right?
black culture as a whole. There was money there, but
Oh, and
nobody
this
really
ain't
thought
like some
about how to
positive
expand
praise up P.
hip-hop
Diddy
to its
thing. This is
maximum
just
capitalistic potential. This is still an era
going through
isn't even being played on most radio
the
stations
industry and just,
TV channels. Even the black
you know,
ones. Nobody is thinking of hip hop as a global phenomenon.
he had
except
success as a
Sean
mogul, as an
Puffy.
entrepreneur.
I can't deal with what a reality is supposed to be.
But
I have to take it to where I see it could go, where I feel it.
the way I'm gonna switch this up is,
If I succeed, I fail. I can never be afraid of dreaming. I think that's what's gotten me this far. This whole thing is a big dream.
different, man.
Puff's goal was to have the biggest party possible. He didn't just want to be hot in New York. He wanted to be
Industry
hot nationally,
advice.
worldwide. He didn't want his label and artists to compete with other rappers. He wanted his label and artists to compete with rock stars and pop stars. And most uniquely, Puff didn't want to just be the label executive behind the scenes. He
Give me a
wanted to be front and
second
center
on
as
the
a
actual
key figure in
visuals,
the
though,
promotion
peeps.
of his company. Puff didn't just want the money. He wanted the money, power, and respect. This started out slowly with his first big breakout at Craig Mack and the mega hit Flavor in
I
the
think,
Ear.
yo, let's be honest, right? Money, power, and respect, they're connected, right? I mean, sometimes when you get that money, well, the money equals the power. And then when you got the money and the power, some people give that respect. But yeah, we gonna drop some industry secrets throughout, but
However,
trying to
before
just
that even
set
fully
a couple
played out,
extra
Puff
things
had
up.
already started to focus his efforts on one Christopher
Entrepreneurial
Wallace,
spirit
aka
indeed.
the Notorious B.I.G., aka
Comment
Notorious
section,
Big,
keep that
Biggie,
live.
or Biggie
Hopefully
Smalls.
our regulars will
Big
come in
on the
here.
remix to that
Realize
mega
Bars
hit and
channel.
released his first album, Ready to Die, before Craig Mack's first album, Project Funk the
With
World,
DJ
had
Cook
even
X.
released.
But Realize Bars team, we wanna drop a sub.
I'm gonna drop a B.I.G. and
This is some old school hip hop. I proper miss the old school
As
stuff.
such, Funk the World received minimal push and publicity only because Puff knew what he had in Big and Ready to Die. That
Say
album
what?
was immediately labeled a classic, and Big was instantly crowned the new king of New York. Diddy had knocked it out of the park on his first at-bat, and had done so in a way nobody
I wouldn't
had expected.
say minimal
Big was a
publicity on the
rather
others.
unlikely
Like, it's
superstar. While in
just
private, most people that knew him described him as being magnanimous and charismatic with a bright personality, and his music presented this incredibly engaging and sometimes dark,
bear with
but
us, yo.
always
Trust me.
enthralling voice
You
and
won't
figure
regret
that
it. I'm
painted
just
vivid pictures
obviously
with
we're
his
just
words, but in interviews
beginning
in
out here. I'm
public,
trying to
Big
sort
was
things.
relatively
Hey, hi.
subdued.
What's
Trying
up?
to
5
stay
Nights
more in
at
the
Freddy's.
side of everything instead of being a
You
nigga
good?
that's gonna get drunk at the bar and fuck all the bitches and
Hey, no, we
just
go with our
stay in
entrepreneurial
hotels
spirit.
all
Hold
night
up,
and
hold
just
up.
trick
Let me just give a tip for those that don't know. Right about now, in cryptocurrency, right? The Trump coin or Melania coin. Melania coin come out like what 11 p.m. last night. It's official. It's with Melania Trump. Donald Trump coin as well. If you want to make money, that's my tip for you. That's my tip for you.
whole
It's
lot of
Biggie.
money. I stay home with my wife and watch my money.
See,
Further,
Biggie
Big
was
not the
like
type of guy, not the type
kind
of
of like a
star
family
figure
man,
in
innit?
rap
Not
that
like
people were
this.
expecting. Up until
He
that
wasn't
point,
like
guys
some
like
street
Rakim,
savage.
LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane,
5
they
Nights
came
at
through with
Freddy's in the
really good
comments.
looks to go
Yeah,
along
things
with
ain't
their
too bad. I
superstar
mean,
personalities and personas. Rock stars had the rock star
they
aesthetic,
could
and of
be
course we had R&B
always be
really
worse.
up
I ain't
until
had
that
much
point
sleep
for
though.
years prior, and they would often make girls swoon
Rich,
and
you know.
throw underwear on the stage just at their presence. But to quote Big,
Yo, we want to get
"Heartthrob
into
never black and
the
ugly
business
as ever."
side of this.
But
I took
this
some
left
notes
a
as well
really
for once
interesting
on
role for Puff
what we
because he
should go
wanted to
through,
be
and
valuable. He wanted to be present, and because Big didn't have that charismatic presence on screen, Puff became that for him.
I was so used to seeing Puffy face forward.
I wouldn't
as a
say
part
P
of
Diddy
Bad Boy,
doesn't have
just in general.
charisma.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, you had the 90,
maybe
was
not
it
like
95
an
Cent Tour,
entertaining,
where Suge Knight calls him out,
flamboyant
and he talked
presence.
about
He's
giving
got that
Out there wanna be an artist.
mellow. He's got presence. Maybe not so much charisma, but I wouldn't say he lacks it.
All in the videos, all on the record.
He was like that quiet kind of one in the interviews, really,
in all the Bad Boy videos.
in a way.
He was in all the interviews, but it always felt like it was kind of
Andy, he was a street hood,
almost
but
felt
got
like
his break.
they were a bit of
Who you wanna? Are you on about Biggie? Or are you on about? Yo, lesser known facts. You know, with Diddy, his dad, I believe he snitched on, you know, the Country Boys, which is like Nicky Barnes' lot. Nicky Barnes, was hooked. He was like in that Harlem when Frank Lucas and all of them was. You know, I don't know if y'all have seen like American Gangster or read the book. The book's obviously, I would say, better. Yeah. Yo, comment section. You sure Biggie in particular was on the streets like that? Because when it comes to like Tupac, like obviously there's some things that I can't say, like, you know, in the industry. Not that even with DJ Cook-X and all that back in the day, mixing and all that. My role is more management, PR, behind the scenes, connecting people, XYZ. But there's things that I can't say. I lost my train of thought still, you know. Oh yeah, Tupac. He was a ballet dancer, and he really, you know, I mean, we could go into politics and plans behind the scenes with this one because, shit, man. What's Andy put? Yeah, most is hearsay. Yeah, no, for real, man. Example, yeah, with Park and his ballet and his nice, you know, comfy little sit back, chill, calm, all totally different. A lot of actors were brought into hip hop. That's no BS at all. I mean, originally it wasn't all that gangster as such. It was like, there's a theory that was known as like the hip hop police theory, the hip hop cops. But you've also got the this whole idea that basically, I spoke on this in a live stream the other day, realized Bar's channel, the team channel here, how, you know, it was a lifestyle of drug dealing, of slanging, of even pimping thrown in. They were sort of glamorized and glorified because through the Iran-Contra wars and all of that, a lot of drugs had come in, and, you know, how are they going to get rid of all that cocaine? You know, how are they going to get it into... They need, like, foot soldiers to be selling it in these lesser off neighborhoods, you know? the mob, the mafia. So it sounds less conspiracy than saying the government. But yeah, I mean, come on, they need foot soldiers. You mean bloody men at the top in suits? They don't want to be out there selling rocks on the corner. So glorify it, glamorize it. Get some actors in, they can play gangster. Not all of them, obviously. What we got in the comments? Andy's put Tupac was West Coast look for his image. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, the media, as even Park said, the media started that East Coast, West Coast war crap. Straight up, and they did. Like, anyway, do you want me to cut with the politics? Let's go back into some more,
right. One of them was responsible
more
for
industry ish here.
hype, you know.
If you saw Big,
Thank you
saw
for those
Puff,
who hit the
if you were
thumbs up, the
interviewing
love, the
Big,
like.
you were interviewing Puff. If it was a magazine cover or a music video with Big, it was a magazine cover or music video with Puff.
We banging, baby. We making music strictly for the streets. We appreciate your support, and it's all good.
You know, there's plenty of rappers who don't write their own rhymes, but
And you should.
I ain't
There was an
outing people,
underlying
but
feeling that Puff was just there to
given
leash
I'm a
off Biggie's
good
ability and
ghostwriter, you'd be
talent, and
bloody
it was,
surprised.
but it was also
Like,
iconic, and it
I would
worked.
never
Puff didn't just help
out no
create a
one on that
star
front.
just through his presence, though. He also
Everyone
guided
knows
the
Drake
music,
has
and in doing
ghostwriters
so,
and that, but
popularized an image that shifted the whole genre. I'm going to oversimplify this next part, but let's talk a little bit about hip-hop sampling and break beats, all right?
oh, he's going old school. One sec with the visuals. I just gotta light this damn thing.
Shit for a second, which, I mean, if you're watching this in this section,
I love the more old school hip hop. Oh yeah, I was saying how like hip hop wasn't like all gangster, pimp them hoes, get the flash car and load up your gat and blow away those ops on the street, yada yada blah blah. It wasn't always like that. It was fun. It was.
by sample or breakbeat, I'm talking about small sections.
It was like samples from like soul music even, and just R&B and just all these classics. Like,
hip hop as a child of jazz, funk,
what's
R&B,
Andy
rock and
put?
roll,
Nah,
right?
if you feel a
And if you know
beat, you
anything
can
about
bust
those
a rhyme,
genres,
yeah.
you know that regardless
Yeah,
of
nah,
the core
lyrically,
melody of a song, there were always these
yeah, I
little
can rhyme words
flourishes.
off
That
the
was a
dome,
break
piss
beat
easy,
or an
like,
intro or an outro.
off the
It was
dome, get
these
higher than
small things that
5G,
happened in
IV, and
songs, but
methadone. But if I
only
start
for a
doing that, I
moment. And
won't stop,
hip-hop
so I
came along
gotta
and
lower the
said,
tone and quick get off of the
why not
rhyming
just make that the whole
before
song?
I end up doing it all day, but I'll maybe be off with the timing.
Why don't we take this 10-second, 20-second piece of a song that everyone knows and loves and loop
Y'all know
that shit
Chuck
to its
D,
own
Public
melody?
Enemy.
And that's what Kool Herc did
Remember, like,
back in
Fight the Power,
73,
that
and
tune.
that's really one of the true amazing
Big
but
up Chuck
overly
D anyway,
celebrated
follows
pieces
the
of
team
magic
on
that hip-hop
Twitter,
possesses.
X. He's a legend for that, and he's a legend prior to that as well. It's not like man became a legend when he started communicating with us and that.
But this also means that a lot of early hip-hop was producers digging into the same crates that all of them owned and trying to find different pieces of melodies, and all of them can't be as classic as the intro to that very
But there's
light
still
show,
other
which
stuff to be
itself has been
sampled,
sampled
like,
over 300
but
times.
then
So
copyright
naturally, it
laws have
becomes
got harder
and
these
harder
days,
to
and I don't think we're ever
repeat
going back to that old
beats.
school
So
hip
Puff
hop like
took
that.
a very lazy but extremely
Not
effective new
proper,
path.
you know.
Again, Puff is a promoter, a party thrower, and he realized that the biggest successes,
realize
that
Bars
hip-hop
team,
had to
sub
offer
up.
was getting the party started. He was the anti-JPEG mafia.
That's interesting. On this team, like,
Sampling and creativity and expertise
I
with
handle a
bunch
lot of
musky
promotion,
dudes nodding their heads in the basement. He
but
wanted
I'm
the
not
ladies to
in
come,
any way
dress real
comparing with
nice, drink, and
P.
then
Diddy.
get
Hell
loose
no.
to these
That's
easy
not really the one to do.
melodies. So to do that, Diddy figured, why are we just sampling one part of this great disco song? Why don't we just take the whole song?
Everybody was chasing Dr. Dre and how he was able to make.
Do y'all
songs
know the
without
background of
speakers,
Dre?
right? And so you look at Doggy Style.
I'm supposed
was
to
the
be
biggest
sharing
rap
this,
album probably ever at that point in time.
sharing this live out. I haven't
Right?
exactly
Doggy Style
got
was
around
sampled
to
at
that.
the beginning of Ready to Die, and you know, Big even makes reference to, depending on how you listen to it.
Y'all feel free to share it,
with the Dogfather or whatever.
and I'll get the
But,
visuals set
you know,
up
that was super
so they're
sample based. The
better and
G-Funk
not
era
all
was
over the place in a
still
TikTok.
within the realms of artistic sampling, I think, for most people.
Yeah.
And Diddy was like, you know,
I'm
we
not
should go
sharing
take
this.
all the More Money, More Problems for the hook, right? I looked at that as more, when I look back at it, I look at that as more of a positive thing because I think it exposed more people to where a lot of the samples were coming from.
True.
Like, I think more people especially kids, were getting exposed to.
Oh, because kids
a
won't
totally
know where the
different generation
samples
of
for the
music
proper
being
classics are
old.
coming
At the same
from.
time, though, don't get me wrong, I definitely was in a lot of critical conversations about Diddy. That style of sampling also
Then
felt lazy.
again,
It felt lazy. It felt
I
like,
wasn't actually alive in
you know,
the
all the
very
things that we
beginnings
love about
myself,
producers
but
all of a sudden
I was
became
exposed
less
to good
relevant.
music, you know,
And there's
so.
a lot of things that Diddy did over his career, or Diddy said over his career, to me had that impact on the
This
rap
is not
industry,
like
or how
praise of,
people viewed
you know, it's not like
success
a
of
stream
rap
to
albums.
If the song
praise
got people to dance
Diddy
and
or
move in the
anything like
70s and
that,
80s
just in
with someone
case.
singing over it, surely it could get
This is
people
just,
to dance and
this
move
is
in the
all
90s
hip
with
hop
someone rapping
we're
over
gonna
it.
go
He wasn't
through.
the first to do this, of course, but he was definitely the first to make it his entire style as a producer. And Ready to Die was a perfect example of
Did
this.
man
Most
just
of Ready to
call,
Die is your typical,
did he
at the
call
time,
Diddy a
New York
producer? Like
mafioso gangster rap, but it did have a few
that
tracks like
was,
Juicy, which took the entire melody and even his chorus in the 80s hit from Intune's Juicy Fruit.
where's our beautiful viewers gone?
Then the second single, Big Papa, followed the same success by sampling the Isley Brothers Between the Sheets. And the final single, One More Chance, is actually a remix of the original album version. The album version of One More Chance is a traditional New York-style hip-hop track. The single version, however, uses a sample and the chorus from a DeBarge song of the
I asked
same name.
AI about
With these
myself,
three
like
singles being huge radio
under
hits, Ready to
DJ
Die was able
Cookx
to
on
be a huge success
X.
that
It was
penetrated
an interesting
parts of the
answer.
rap landscape that nobody knew existed
From
at the time.
working with Eminem and compared like works I done
To
did,
give
the
credit,
ones
this
that weren't
also brought
absolute
attention to
trash
Biggie's
back
unparalleled
in the day,
lyricism and
to
wordplay in songs like Warning or Unbelievable,
a
or the
Dali
darkly
painting or
introspective tracks
something.
like Suicidal Thoughts. It was genuinely the best of both worlds, and at the time it felt like a great evolution and revolution in hip-hop. It meant that we could have
Yo,
the
where's our people
hardcore,
at?
high-end hip-hop shit be popular and get to all the people. It would make the art form grow and make people get rich. There was nothing to complain about if you weren't paying good attention. Diddy would repeat this formula over and over.
What
For
do
the next
you lot
decade,
think to the
Mason,
amount of
the
money
Lox, 112, even Jay-Z. It was impossible to turn
in
on
the
black
game?
radio in the mid to late 90s and not hear Bad Boy and it influenced
Yeah, I
an
totally
entire
forgot to
era
write down. We
that
got to
would
discuss
eventually be
between
called
the
the Shiny
UK
Suit era after Puff.
and the
He
US. I
was
mean, they're two
changing the game,
different
and unlike his forebearers, he was
things,
also
really.
making a lots of money off his music and his artists on
Right, let me
his
put it
label.
down
This is a
like
world where
this.
this
The UK is sort of behind. So, like in 2010, or even in 2012, if you come out in UK rap hip hop, throw something online, if you went through Gram Daily, SBTV, all of those, you could be hella popping off. If you stood out and you had like a banger, you'd still have a name today. There's plenty of artists who put something out that stood out then, they still got a name right now. Like,
continues in perpetuity. But as you know, Notorious Big was
it's a
murdered
different
March 9th, 1997,
market industry
only a
to
few
work
weeks before his second album,
compared
the
to
illegally
America.
titled Life After Death, was set to drop. Biggie's death shook the world, as it was the second
I
hip-hop
guess the
legend
same
in
formula
less than
is
a year
needed
to
to
be murdered
pop.
following the death of Tupac the previous September.
It's
There's a
just
lot of
now
stories about Biggie's
UK
death and the currently unsolved nature of it, some of
has
which
got a
has
lot of fish in the
suspicious
sea.
light on Diddy. Big
Back in the day,
allegedly
not
wanted
every
to
other
leave
person
Diddy.
around here
This
could
isn't
rap.
fully confirmed, but strongly rumored. And considering how Puff would treat all his artists from that point on,
We'll rewind this
it
in a
is
second.
plausible.
It's not that everyone can rap, right? But
Yeah, check this out.
it's like most the youngers in London now think that they can rap.
We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect. But I appreciate you as a journalist asking.
Yes, that's one way to put it, maybe.
Listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you have to do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank
Yo,
you.
what's
Some may
Charlemagne?
imply that Puff may have had something to do with Biggie's death. I didn't do the research on this theory, and I don't want to make this the focus of the video. What I will do
Yeah,
is
I
discuss
mean,
how
we could.
Biggie's death
I was gonna
is
do
one
a
of the
whole
best things
video
to
on
ever
that
happen
one,
to Diddy, and arguably one of the worst things to ever happen to hip-hop.
and arguably a sacrifice of, and arguably he was involved in Biggie and Pac's death, and then arguably there's yeah.
I was so used to seeing
Save that for
Puffy
another
face
time.
forward as a part of Bad Boy, just in general. When after he passes and Every Breath You Take comes out, it actually felt. Well, yeah,
I'll
of
be
course
missing
it's
you.
Yeah, of course Diddy got to make a song for Biggie.
that was
course. Now maybe the
yeah,
how big that
popular
song
track.
got surprised
I
some
remember in
people.
a music lesson being taught the keys to that keyboard.
A few months after Biggie's death, Diddy released the song "I'll Be Missing
That was
You,"
like age
a sentimental
11,
tribute to his
12 or
fallen friend.
something.
It was a huge hit,
That
again
was one
using
cool
Diddy's
music
formula
teacher.
of recycling classic, well-established melodies. This time being somewhat different, as instead of an old soul or R&B song, it pulled from the Police's classic ballad "Every Breath You Take."
That is lost and won, but they truly lie.
It also won Diddy a Grammy and was the first rap song to make to the top of the Billboard Top 100, spending 11 weeks there.
Obviously,
It was a
you got the
fitting
theory
tribute
that
from
people
a
are
friend
making
to
a
his fallen
sacrifice,
peer and celebrating as
someone
such.
around
I never
them
liked this
in
song.
that industry,
I don't know
but
how hot of a take that is today. I definitely wasn't
again,
saying
that's
it
kind
back
of a
then, but
side
I
topic.
legit don't think I've ever listened to this song all the way through on purpose. Aside from it feeling
Serious?
icky,
You
even
must
to
have,
me
bro.
as a young man back then,
We
Diddy
did
also
cover
is just a
sacrifice
really,
theories
really
on all of
bad
that the
rapper.
other
It's
day
amazing because he has
on
this
this channel.
incredibly engaging persona in public and when people talk to him, but as soon as he gets on the mic, all of that goes away. He is a black void of charisma and magnetism, and it's apparent on this and every song from Diddy in this era. He got better over time, but just no. And then on top of that, it felt a bit performative. On some level, it was obvious Diddy would do a tribute to his friend, but the magnitude of it and the way it rewarded Diddy never sat well with me. Because this song propelled Diddy into superstar rapper status.
Well,
and he
yep.
became really one of the first truly international rap superstars, as probably the worst rapper.
I wouldn't
rapping
say
guys.
that.
Despite that, the whole the culture got
I mean,
behind
bro.
it, even if some of the purists and
Come on, man.
hardcore fans
Tupac
weren't
and
really
Biggie.
fans of Diddy because again he couldn't rap. They respected Big and Big's legacy enough to not say much of anything.
For someone who's just like, fuck the collective, I just want the
I
capitalism.
mean, let's be
which
honest.
is a
Pac and
puppy.
Biggie were more like they were immortalized by their young deaths.
The Pete Rock, these men
No
who would in
ID.
some wavelength be peddling in the kind of hotep, just for shorthand theology, keeping them and having access to them, even a Rakim. I'm saying this because I used to
Where's
work
the Real Life
at
Boss
Cornerstone Promotions,
team
which has the 300
regulars?
mixtape. So all these men would like walk through the office.
And suddenly Diddy, a demonstrably bad rapper, not mid, not decent, outright bad, was being spoken.
I have to say, I don't feel like Diddy is some amazing rapper.
This wasn't a good thing.
And I was saying to people the other day, how many people you know who've got like 3 P. Diddy Puff Daddy albums?
Life After Death that comes out, I think in March, maybe. I know he died.
It came out like the week after he died, or maybe the week he did that he died, and then No Way Out is like June.
You almost know the theory that basically he's had Pac bumped off, then got Diddy done. Diddy was gonna go Paris or something. He persuaded him to stay and go to a certain party he never wanted to go to. He comes out there and he gets Pac shot.
Right.
After leaving the party that Diddy was at. This is,
it felt tragic that
you know,
died, of
but-
course, but it was very
and then
logical
Diddy blows
at
up.
that same time. I don't think I
And,
even thought
yeah,
about it being
superstardom.
nefarious in the same way. Now, of
And
course,
puts out
there
the
was
track,
all this
I'll Be
speculation.
Missing
In
You.
hindsight, it feels very nefarious, especially
Very.
a few months later, Diddy would release his first solo album, No Way
We're
Out,
talking
which also
theories,
debuted at
obviously,
#1, sold
disclaimer
millions of
there.
copies, and even though it wasn't a traditional solo album, as half of it is more like a bad boy artist showcase. Think like how We the Best. What's that dude name? What's this dude's name? We the Best.
Oh, DJ Khaled.
That's just avocado toast.
This is called what?
Turkey sausage.
This is called what?
Turkey bacon.
And this is called what?
Veggie scramble.
And what is this?
Those are pickled banana peppers.
And what is this?
Berries and seeds.
And perhaps what is this?
Water.
Think of like how DJ Khaled does his albums, where he's not really doing anything specific except yelling in the background half the time. And Puffy did more than
He
that.
like
did
DJ
have several
production.
solo songs on this album, but
DJ
pretty much
Khaled,
all those
he
songs
built a
were
name, you
going
know.
to make huge waves in the rap world, with Every Breath You Take being the first single, and then its next single being All About the Benjamins. All About the Benjamins is one of those hip hop events where I cannot express to you the magnitude of the moment adequately. You just had to have been there. The song redefined the concept of street banger. The only
Yo,
songs
we
I
need to
can
go
think of
back
that
to the
had a
industry,
similar impact on the culture at once would maybe be like Rough Riders Anthem from
talk
DMX
as
in
opposed to
98.
focusing on like Diddy bloody solo tracks and ish like that. Come on, man. Let's go back to that.
You know, the dreams you have are so visionary, they may call you a genius. But it's just I'm a dreamer. I love closing my eyes and dreaming. I don't really deal with reality when I deal with trying to work towards the future.
I can see why the brother says that Diddy always lacked charisma when, you know, talking in interviews.
Diddy was born
From
in
that one.
1969 in Harlem, New York, to Janice and Melvin Combs. Sadly, Melvin Combs, Diddy's father, was a
Yeah,
murderer when Diddy
theory
was
is his
2 years
dad
old,
was
leaving him fatherless and punching
snitched
him into the
on
stereotypical impoverished
whoever,
environment
and
that stayed
that
for
gang
black
killed
stores in
his
hip-hop
father,
takes a
and then
lot
he
of
ended up
time to
joining that gang, is what's said to have happened.
Although Diddy did eventually move to a much nicer Mount Vernon suburb later in his life, still, we're talking about the 80s when
Yo, we're
crime in
gonna
urban
set
decay
this
in
up
New York was at
so
an
we get
all-time
visuals
high. Our modern news media
differently
likes
in
to
1
sensationalize
second.
urban crime today,
I just
when
gotta...
actually crime is down in America.
maybe I
compared
should
to
do
the
that right
70s and
second,
80s. Thus,
actually.
Diddy came of age in New York in the thick of the crack epidemic.
Actually, I should. Fuck it.
Cocaine, more commonly known as crack, because it's cheaper to buy.
Sitting there talking and next you know, out of the top, gunshots just start going off.
War did continue in the streets, and Americans on the front lines had their own battle of hardened reaction to the new strategy.
It's not something I've ever heard Diddy speak on, but it's hard to imagine that even in Mount Vernon, he didn't have his fair share of struggle and horrors that were very close to him. All that said, it seemed like he was shielded from the worst.
Yo, I think I should send a message back to matey who's got on the plane, was expecting to fly in, only to find out the plane's broken and it kicks them all off. So, yeah, I gotta text or message back to that, don't I?
And I started doing internships. And one of my internships was at Uptown NCA Records. And I went from an intern to a permanent position there.
Diddy is entering into a hip-hop world in the late 80s and early 90s, right as it stops being the avant-garde radical music wave and when it becomes a big money industry with lots of corporate attention. And this positions Diddy to be a huge
we're gonna spin this.
He is connected to the raw art form through his entertainment and street connections.
Let me set this
also
up
has the education and language to translate all of that organic hip-hop connection into corporate benefit. He is the perfect gatekeeper, right as that role of gatekeeping is being established, and this immediately imbues him with a lot of power in hip-hop.
I just tell people that I thought I could get along with, and people that I'm fans of. I'm fans of all of those people. Like, it bugs me out there.
Alright, we'll be rolling with this. We gotta go hella in first, right? Because the mess behind it is unreal. If that's been placed here, don't worry peeps, I'm working the visual now. Working on it, rather. So that's there. Let's try to work this out. Fuck it. Yo, I gotta work out where the fucking hell is this at? One sec. Yo, that's on point, right? Hopefully. This is a mess up in here.
About capitalism is the belief that capitalism is simply the pursuit of money and wanting to have a lot of it and get more of it, or thinking that just
baboon, we got it.
Some power makes you a capitalist. And this isn't true. Having a good job and making a lot of money does not make you a capitalist.
I mean, this is debatable. I mean, you could be a capitalist in minor political opinions, right? But
the failure of capitalism, then the music industry. In the music industry, the product is art and music, and the laborer is the artist or musician. And people want good music and are willing to pay for it in some form or fashion. And the people that make the music, the artists, are the core contributors to what makes that industry work. However, to maximize their ability to make money off their music, which is only possible by getting it to the largest population that they can access, artists back in Diddy's era in a lot of streaming, they needed record companies to help. And this will require them to sign a contract with a company to be responsible to distribute their music, and the record company, the distributor, would take a cut of the profit. This wouldn't be so bad if not for the fact that over time, these record companies found ways to squeeze more and more money out of the artists while doing very little to
you know what people always forget? Is how much the label do, how much they contribute, right?
It always ends with, how can I make more money by getting more out of someone else. One of the ways that the record companies did this high-level exploitation.
Literally, they're paying for your studio time, and it's a long one to go through.
Write a song, and that song belongs to you. But in order to sign that record deal and to literally put that song on a record back in the day, the record label would require you to sign over rights to publish and distribute that song, so they get the most significant cut of the song's actual purchase on the market. In some cases,
yeah,
50
I mean,
to even 100%
they
of
market
all
it.
money made off the purchase of a song when it came to actually selling copies of
Not
the song.
never 100%. There's always royalties for the artist.
To hear the artist song. This sounds ridiculous.
Of course, you have to be careful with your contract.
That they had all the leverage, and they would offer a one-time check to a hungry, starving artist in exchange to get full rights to their publishing and masters.
Look,
and many
a
artists,
lot of people
rappers, didn't even understand how that worked.
Love a huge check.
When I help get your ass out of a situation, and you looking at me in my face telling me you ain't going to do something. I can see if I told you to go rob a bank. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing some cheesecake.
There's a lot of gangsters, of course, in the industry as well. Like, but some people, they're escaping street life when they sign with a major who are way more gangsters than these street gangsters, and they can protect them basically.
Rappers seem to not actually have what they say they have in their music. Why musicians are touring in their 50s and 60s just trying to stay afloat. This is because so much of their worth, so much of the value
it's
that they
because they spend a lot of money, they have an expensive lifestyle, they're reckless with their money a lot of the time.
The real value bringers in the system, the ones that make the entire industry possible, get the least amount of return on their own talent and effort. And for many of them,
is he serious?
Situation is putting themselves in a position to one day be the exploiter themselves. That's why so many rappers start record labels back in the day. But
no, that's not why. No, that ain't why. That's not why at all. On top of that, those labels are subsidiaries. When they're creating a label, it's under the major, it's under the big label. So, if this was that bad, why would you even create a damn label that is, like, under them? Like, 50 Cent, was it, did he... Yeah, G-Unit, they are their little record patch example. They're under Shady, which is under Aftermath, which is under Interscope, which is under UMG. So, you know, you're not escaping your main label, obviously. And it's a long one to go into, but this brother, he's explained that all wrong. It's a myth these days, the idea that signing a label is like super messed up, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
at this time period,
Candyman, what are you saying? Please react to Suburban Cradles. I will do. I get loads of, well, the team, particularly on the X, the Twitter, Realize Bars there, get a lot of songs sent in. I will take note of that.
UMC or crew. Not every rap group was going to be a huge hit. So this
I say on the team Twitter, we got big connections in general. The team does, but do it now.
I started working
guess
for free.
we
I took an
probably
internship,
could.
and I would work for record companies for free, like a record company called Uptown NCA Records. Right. And that's how I got my start, from behind the scenes, just working for free. And then when a job came available, I was like one of the most likely candidates, and I got a chance.
Yo, Candyman, tell me, genre is it track? Is it hip-hop track, or what's the deal?
To scoop up hip-hop talent. Early on, this talent would emerge organically through word of mouth and numerous wannabe players and future music execs all the time trying to find the next big thing and profit off of it. For example, take Rakim, the GOAT of this early era.
Alright, we'll give you some.
He emerged as a phenomenon in the mid-'80s and connected with local DJ Eric B. And they formed a partnership after connecting to another former hip-hop legend, Marley Marl, and released their first first few singles under the independent Zakaya Records ran by
You know,
Robert Hill,
blow
with likely
nose
very
around here,
minimal
but-
income for anyone in this early part
Right,
of the work.
so
All of this got the attention of another future legend
what
and
is
owner
that?
of his
Is
own
that
set of abuse and
podcast?
assault allegations, Russell Simmons, who then signed into Island Records ran by Chris Blackwell, and then they released their first album to critical
Right,
acclaim, but
yeah, one
technically not on
second.
Island Records. Instead, it's Fourth and Broadway Records, which is under Island Records. Then the album Paid in Full was so successful that Rakim and Eric B were able to land a deal with MCA
Right, so
Records
basically,
for $1 million. And this is the late 80s. Nothing like that was
let me write it
happening.
here.
And that deal would have been worth like $3 million today. That deal with MCA Records was under the leadership of Irvin Azoff, where Rakim would stay for the next 6 or 7 years. Look at all these faces.
Just address in the comments quick time. So
way back in the late 80s.
Alright, one sec. Right, so Candyman, right? Realize Bars is like the team's Twitter, the X. Let me write down. This is, I get a load of tracks dropped to me at this one as well. I'll write it down here. Personal Twitter X account. This stuff online, like the team stuff is under Realize Bars. And yeah, we actually got connections with other, like the thing is, I could never send Scott Buchetta, who put Taylor Swift on, like got her career together, who owns a label. I could never send hip hop, rap music, or instrumentals to him because he only deals with one, basically southern, like the south part of America, country music and pop at most. Candyman is not often on the
Notice
Twitter.
how the faces get wider when the money gets bigger, and less is
What
those
platforms
with
you
people
use,
closest to
Candyman?
them. This is what made guys like Diddy very valuable, because Diddy's only true talent was as a party promoter, which foretells some of his future crimes. His parties were able to bring in lots of people with money and power, lots of girls, lots of drugs, lots of talent, and lots of wannabe entertainers trying to get on.
Yeah, now you had a party out in the Hamptons, I guess. Yeah. And Bruce Willis heard it was going to be such a good party. Yeah, he took a helicopter. He took a helicopter to the party.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Are the parties that good?
Yeah, they crazy.
Crazy.
A lot.
So this left Diddy deeply connected with the club scene, the music scene, and the streets. And this allowed him to be the first to identify talent that could be pulled into the industry. Diddy was quickly scooped up by Uptown Records as an intern under one of his mentors and notable hip-hop gatekeeper, Andre Harrell. However, this didn't last long. To his credit, it seemed Diddy saw how the game was being played and felt like he deserved a bigger chunk of what was being offered. So in 1993, he left Harrell and started Bad Boy Records.
And you have your own record label now.
Yes, I have my own record label, all of my own.
Which again will be a subsidiary of
my own record label.
Bad Boy.
Diddy starting Bad Boy represents one of the earliest.
I think mine inspired Jay-Z, but they were at the same table, so to speak.
Entrepreneurship in the music industry, where these black men who were being basically paid off, getting one-time finder's fee, decided that they wanted to be bigger players in the hip-hop industry game. Brothers are realizing that they can make more money for longer by, this will be a running theme, exploiting their connection to the artists by just partnering with these larger companies. Thus, we have Eazy-E with Ruthless Records in LA, Rap A Lot with Jay Prince in Houston, and of course, Def Jam started by Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons. Diddy wanted to be in that same category.
Or
however,
underneath
Puff wanted to be different.
Another label, a bigger one, and then a bigger one above that.
Puff understood hip-hop as a star-making vehicle. He saw the future in a way that nobody else did up until that point. To a great extent, at this time, even as it's starting to get bigger,
it's interesting because in the UK right now,
regional and insular and very self-referential in comparison. It was still at this point
what's missing is
rappers and hip-hop fans are trying to one-up and impress each other, as was typical of hip-hop's competitive origins and really black culture as a whole. There was money there, but nobody was really thinking
too many of the youngsters in the UK are on this drill stuff. Like,
this is still an era where rap music isn't.
I think it's almost an insult to good drill music to call it drill. How I put it. Right. So in the UK right now, the youngsters in particular, the 1920s, whatever, they all doing this. They've all got exactly the same flow, sound. They're all rapping about exactly the same thing. No one stands out. It's honestly like, I don't even know how to explain how, it's just not, you're not going to invest money. Because that's what you do, really, isn't it? When you're signing someone, or even when you're managing them, in a way you're investing if not money, time in the artist. I wouldn't work with a lot of these young drill rappers. Hell no. Someone needs to come up and stand out a lot. Like that's what, and it's a big opportunity.
I can't deal with what a reality.
See, I don't think Central C can crack America the same way Adam 22 over at No Jump, but he don't think that he's ready.
If I succeed,
one of the reasons is he didn't handle that interview well. He ain't got, you gotta have a certain presence and stuff to say in the interview. But don't get twisted, he can still, you know, perform around the UK and that, and Europe, and hopefully over time build up something bigger, like.
Center as a key figure in the promotion of his company. Puff didn't just want the money. He wanted the money.
Don't get it twisted. Central C has done excellent already.
Slowly with his first big breakout at Craig Mack and the mega hit Flavor in Your Ear.
An artist who I'm hoping is going to do a hell of a lot more in the UK is actually Jordan McCann. Like, some people don't think that that's going to happen, but they don't have faith in him, but I do. I see potential there. He's a bit of a
before Craig Mack's first album, Project Funk the World, had even released
good manager and a good direction to him. Like maybe I'm a bit biased on that one because his sister is. She's a G. She's great.
Only because Puff knew what he had in Big and Ready to Die. That album was immediately labeled a classic, and Big was instantly crowned.
Have y'all heard, like, oh my, how do I even begin on it? The talk around 360 deals and the disrespect towards record deals, like, it's insane.
Charismatic with a bright personality, and his music presented this incredibly engaging and sometimes
it's like
enthralling voice and figure that
no one wants to take £500,000 to go produce. Like, imagine it was £500,000 you're offered. Go make 2 quality albums. You've got a big team that'll work for you, with you. Promo, marketing, everything. Like, how can people criticize that? I tell you what, a lot of these rappers criticizing them deals ain't being offered one.
Rock stars had the rock star aesthetic, and of course we had R&B really up until that point for years prior, and they would often make girls swoon and throw underwear on the stage just.
And yeah, of course, there's people in the past all over showbiz who sometimes they've took dodgy deals from dodgy people back in the day. Others have just wasted their money. You get a lot of people that'll go and buy a bloody massive house and they'll buy like some flash cars. The flash cars deteriorate in value. The big house, they don't even think about the upkeep, the electric bills, the gas, they don't think about none of that. There's a lot of expenses. The more, you know. But like, the artists cannot expect them like a money management course to come with their bloody deal. That ain't how life works. You don't get that if you get a job as a CEO. But I've heard some artists, not only do they want that, they want like, oh my days, like.
If you saw Big, you saw Puff. If you were interviewing Big, they were interviewing Puff.
Was that Katie Wason was an X Factor saying she wanted
video with Big. It was a magazine cover or music video with Puff.
And proper care for artists' mental health. I mean, for sake.
It's all good.
You might want to look at this.
If you go become a doctor and you're super stressed out, you don't get some extra mental health care thingy or any job.
Iconic, and it works. Puff didn't just help create a star just through his presence, though. He also got.
If you're reaching superstardom to the point where you got press following you and a lot of stress from it, you've got enough money to, you know, go therapy. Also, there is in the UK,
if you're watching
you can
this,
go see a mental
in
health
this section,
worker anyway for
what
free.
else could you actually ask for?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go!
In the early 90s, rap music was still dominated by gangster rap, as well as the more purist adjacent stuff like Tribe Called Quest, Public Enemy, etc. But all of it was still very sample and breakbeat heavy. And by sample or breakbeat, I'm talking about small sections of other songs that hip-hop looped together.
Right, we're gonna check out some of the songs that we get sent as well after. Might as well do it on live, like.
Jazz, funk, R&B, rock and roll, right? And if you know anything about those genres, you know that regardless of the core melody of the song,
And there was some soul stuff, soul R&B, like say jazz. There was disco stuff, all kinds of stuff getting sampled, and it was banging.
And hip hop came along and said, "Why not just make that the whole song?"
Where are we going with this?
Why don't we take this 10-second, 20-second piece of a song that everyone knows and loves and loop that shit into its own melody? And that's what Kool Herc did back in '73. And that's really one of the true amazing but overly simple pieces of magic that hip-hop gives us. But this also means that a lot of early hip-hop was producers
I want
digging
to
into
put a
the same
compilation
rights that
together
all
of some of the
and trying to
maddest
find different
thoughts
pieces
on
of melodies,
record
and all of
deals.
them can't be as classic as the intro to that Barry White joint, which itself has been sampled over 300 times. Naturally, it becomes harder and harder to make unique, dynamic beats, so Puff took a very lazy but extremely effective new angle. Again, Puff is a promoter, a party thrower, and he realized that the biggest successes, the most money that hip-hop had to offer was getting the party started. He was the anti-JPEG Mafia. He didn't want to wow the rap nerds at the time with his separating creativity and expertise with a bunch of
you got the substances, the alcohol,
he wanted the ladies to come, dress real nice, drink, and then get loose to these easy melodies. So to do that, Diddy figured, why are we just sampling one part of this great disco song? Why don't we just take the whole song?
Everybody was chasing Dr. Dre and how he was able to make sounds come out of his speakers, right? And so you look at Doggy Style was the biggest rap album probably ever at that point in time.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was Doggy Style.
There's seekers in the industry naturally, but I think there has to be.
You know, Biggie even makes reference to,
you know,
depending on how you listen to it, take it. Maybe it's an entendre to Snoop falling off after with the Dogfather or whatever. But you know, that was super sample based. The G-Funk era
how am I popping
was still within the realms of artistic sampling. I think for most people.
Yeah.
And Diddy was like, you know, we just gonna take all of More Money, More Problems for the hook, right? I look at that as more,
around 360 deals, negative pipe, for real.
I think it exposed more people
by people who've never
where a lot of samples are
like
coming from.
done those deals, or people who had money and wasted it, or people who signed real bad deals.
A totally different generation of music in whole. Like, at the same time, though, don't get me wrong, I definitely was in a lot of critical conversations about Diddy. That style of sampling also felt lazy. It felt lazy. It felt like, you know, all the things that we love about
regulars
producers all of a
in
sudden
the
became
comments.
less relevant.
Where's all the
There's a lot
rappers
of
at?
things that Diddy did over his career, or Diddy said over his career, to me had that impact on the rap industry, or how people viewed
how to rap or how to get signed.
If the song got people to dance and move in the 70s and 80s with someone singing over it, surely it could get people to dance and move in the 90s with someone rapping over it. He wasn't the first to do this, of course, but he was definitely the first to make it his entire style as a producer. And Ready to Die was the perfect example.
For power there.
Most of Ready to Die is your typical, at the time,
Alright, I gotta take control of this.
Rap, but it did have a few tracks like Juicy, which took the entire melody and even its chorus from the 80s hit from Intune's Juicy Fruit.
Classic.
Then the second single, Big Papa, followed the same success by sampling.
Alright, let me just grab this up first.
One More Chance is actually a remix to the original album version. The album version of One More Chance is a traditional New York style hip hop track. The single version, however, uses a sample and the chorus from the Bard song of the same name. With these three singles being huge radio hits, Ready to Die was able to be a huge success that penetrated parts of the rap landscape that nobody knew existed at the time.
It's not even stretch, man.
And to give credit, this also brought attention to Biggie's unparalleled lyricism and wordplay in songs like Warning or Unbelievable, or the darkly introspective tracks like Suicidal Thoughts. It was genuinely the best of both worlds, and at the time it felt like a great evolution and revolution in hip-hop. It meant that we could have the hardcore, high-end hip-hop shit be popular and get to all the people. It would make the art form grow and make people get rich. There was nothing to complain about if you weren't paying good attention. Diddy would repeat this formula over and over for the next decade with Mace and the Lox, 112, even Jay-Z. It was impossible to turn on black radio in the mid to late 90s and not hear Bad Boy, and it influenced an entire era that would eventually be called the shiny suit era after Puff. He was changing the game, and unlike his forebearers, he was also making a lots of money off his music and his artists on his label. There's a world where this continues in perpetuity, but as you know, Notorious Big was murdered on March 9, 1997, only a few weeks before his second album, the eerily titled Life After Death, was set to drop. Biggie's death shook the world, as it was the second hip-hop legend in less than a year to be murdered following the death of Tupac.
Yo, big love
There's a lot of stories about Biggie's death
more
and the currently
subs.
unsolved nature of it, some of which cast suspicious light on Diddy.
Thumbs up in the love.
To leave Diddy. This isn't fully confirmed, but strongly rumored. And considering how
even though
all his artists from that
right
point
about
on,
now,
it is plausible.
It was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't
really
talk
do.
about things that are nonsense.
Alright, 1 sec. Visuals drop 1 sec. I just got 30
So we're not even going to even go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you listen, 7
gotta
years ago,
go
I'd be
back
like,
into-
yo, you have somebody to kill Pac. But no, you have to do it like a journalist.
I don't know, Pete. Should we be reviewing some bars right about now? Visuals coming any seconds?
Which we never believed.
Or should we be talking on the
So
deals?
many imply that Puff
Like,
may
I'm
have
happy
something
to
do with Biggie's death. I didn't do the research on this
go
story, and I
into,
don't want to make this the focus of the video. What I will do is discuss how
you
Biggie's
know,
death is one of the best things to ever happen to
deals.
Diddy, and arguably one of the worst things.
Gotta grab a drink.
You know, we still missing.
Let me grab that.
It don't get no better. A lot of people
Bro.
say like time heals wounds.
I get a fresh
Should
one.
be here tomorrow.
I was so used to seeing Puffy's face forward as a part of Bad Boy, just in general.
Because this is on power, that's why it ain't on the thing where the stable visuals.
It actually felt.
Alright.
Yeah, of course.
Yo, we cut forward a bit.
Regardless, it made huge waves in the rap world, with Every Breath You Take being the first single, and then this next
Oh my
single being
days,
All
they're
About the
looking
Benjamins.
awful,
All About the
innit?
Benjamins
It's
is
not
one of
my
those
fault.
hip-hop
Spilled
events where I
beer and
cannot
ash.
express the magnitude
Yeah.
of the moment. You just had to have been there. The song
Savage trap.
redefined the concept of street banger. The only songs I can think of that had a similar impact on the culture at once would maybe be like Rough Riders Anthem from DMX in '98. A Millie from Wayne back in 06, 07.
Y'all think Drake's career is gonna come back?
I feel like there's like a running joke with you being left off Bad and Bougie.
I ain't left off Bad and Bougie. You think I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
Say again?
You say I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
What you say?
You say I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
Yeah.
Do it look like I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
What you say?
Do it look like I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
Nah. I mean, it don't look like it.
And not like us earlier this year.
Beat your ass and have the Bible of God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogie man, I'm the one that up the show with them.
Like, if you're one of those people that's like, they're playing Not Like Us too much, please believe me, you would have hated All About the Benjamins. And imagine, like, hearing that song all the time, and it's not streaming. It's on the radio, it's on all the videos.
I hope everything's on the UMG.
Because
On
at this
it.
time, we don't control what music we hear. There is no Spotify
If
or
it
Apple
ain't, we
Music.
ain't
You
it.
turn on the radio and you hear what they want to play, and they wanted to play All About the Benjamins, and we were perfectly fine.
Bro, average person didn't have much choice what was on, like, the radio back then.
Or, I don't know. Diddy didn't do much to this song. He's at the beginning, and it's like, all right, thank you.
Reminds me, I could show y'all something about, like, back in the day chart fiddling. Y'all must know right now your favorite artist has a lot of fake views. Even bot comments, fake comments. Every kid's doing it. Not this channel, hell no. Video big artists.
Like,
Definitely.
Out of context, this is like, okay, that's cute. In context, if you were there and you were a semi-interested female rap fan, that line made a lot
With
of girls
female
feel
rap, man,
like they were
damn,
there.
it has to be
And of course, it had Biggie
hypersexualized.
with a verse at the end.
It just
So I
has
didn't
to. It
like
don't
every
seem
breath
to
you
work
take, right?
otherwise.
This I got jiggy with. It even had a rock remix,
At
which
least
was still
UK.
pretty good.
Obviously, we've had some American female rappers who've done okay.
The end. Diddy's album No Way Out was full of these moments, a true classic of the era, again with relatively minimal work from Diddy by himself, which was good because he sucked. But still, it managed to somehow censor him as the star of the show, regardless of the fact that he wasn't who you were
Hopefully
really
the
coming
power
to see.
goes up a
And
bit
it made
quicker
him into
on
a
this.
top-tier rapper to the culture and the greater world of hip-hop fandom, which is kind of bad. Like, the songs that are just Diddy are really, really bad. And furthermore, it's well understood at this time that Diddy didn't even write his own rhymes. He had Biggie, The Lox, Mace, and others writing for him, and he was still awful. So this is a problematic lesson to teach not just Diddy, but the rest of the rap game, that if you're thinking like I'm thinking, we see the ramifications of to this day.
There's a lot of things that Diddy did over his career. Or Diddy
Hold up, let's see what Prince be saying.
So you feeling that?
No, well, what I mean, I don't understand. What the public sees the word $20 million an album. Well,
let's see. Do you all think that's a good deal?
Well, I mean, tell me why. I mean, what am I missing?
Okay, let's do some math.
Okay.
If
Do math like that?
yeah, kinda. If you sign me to a record company or a record deal, let's suppose you have a record company.
Right.
How much would you give me? The album sells for $18, right? $18.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. How much of that would you give me?
Well, I don't know how it works.
Well, no.
Half?
It
Half sound good?
seems that
All right, check this out.
Prince don't know
If I sell 1 million copies,
things either, I don't think.
I'm gonna have $10 million. Right. Roughly $10 million.
Right.
If I sell 2 million copies, I got $20 million.
Right.
If I just sell 3 million copies, I got $30 million. Now who has the biggest record deal?
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Okay.
Right? So Mariah kind of got screwed.
I don't know, man. I don't even fully get what man's, his exact point there is with that. Like,
rap albums. You know, that
because
whole, don't worry if I write rhymes, I write checks. We're still in the shadow of that terrible tape to me. We're like, hopefully this shift that's happening kicks that out the way for a long time.
Alright, let's see what this one's got to say.
Tell them how much I owe you. Like, so, cause they'll tell you after the 4th album you owe us for the 1st album. Or what about the studio session you booked? What about those buses, the flights we took care of, and your friends, and your hotels, and the food? And then that started being a big bill, but you on the 5th album. Now you're on your 5th album, but they're telling you about a bill from the 2nd album and the 1st albums and 3rd album to get you to sign again, like whatever, to get some more money out you. You got to make sure your business right. So that's what I want to be for my artists, to make sure from day one you got 100%. Like, so whatever you put in, you get out. Right. Whatever work you put into, you're gonna be able to reap the benefits off of it. You know, a lot of artists make $200-300 million, and at the end of their $200-300 million, they done spent it all. They gotta still sign a new deal. Right.
Yeah, well,
$150 million of that.
don't spend the money, you know?
Every album, you need to
Don't waste it, rather.
How much I owe you? Like, so, cause they'll tell you after the 4th album you owe us for the 1st album. Or what about the studio session you booked? What about those buses?
You could just keep on top of your finances, you know?
The flights we took care of, and your friends, and your hotels, and the food.
This sounds like a recycle of what TLC said. In fact, it's an exact bloody copy of what TLC said back in the day.
From day one, you got 100%. Like, so whatever you put in.
Is he for real? From day one, you got 100%, whatever you put in. Bro, man's talking nonsense. If he starts a label and works like that, like, come off it. Like, so there's a lot of things to pay for, right? I don't get how's he gonna have, like, man. A lot of these artists forget that, you know, you got not only the studio time, you got all your marketing, your press people, your fucking lawyers for publishing itself, the bloody copyrights, the guitar players, the this, the that, the tours, the putting them on, the promotion of them. There's so much more to it And when like a big label's making you a massive name, shit, you got that name for life, right? So you can't get a big name like that for free, surely. Do you know what I mean? Am I breaking that down right? Or probably not because of lack of sleep, but it seems like a lot of these artists, some exaggerate, some just waste their money.
Got me in a slave contract of 360. This is when I was knowledgeable. I never want to fuck with YouTube for the fact that they ran my page. I couldn't even run ads on my shit, get money on my shit, nothing, because they got it. Some niggas was hindering
Oh,
me.
okay, so now there's complaints about YouTube. Yo, you know there's always gonna be complaints from artists, right? Trust me. For a while they'll make out they're balling, and then maybe they was balling. Maybe they just waste everything. Either that, or they're exaggerating their wealth. Then all of a sudden they be complaining.
Growing as artists. That's what made me go to EDM and this, that, and the third. To this day, I'm fighting. Like, I'm damn about to try to sue him right now. Like, I ain't even want to do that. It's a point like, yo, my nigga, I don't even want that kind of energy. I'm not putting no music out. I'm not doing nothing. Why the fuck do y'all got my music? I did a deal with Warner Chapel as well. A pub deal. I had a commitment deal. That's like a slave deal. I ain't been assigned to Warner Brothers since fucking 2013. But these niggas got me in a slave contract of 360. This is when I was knowledgeable. I never want to fuck with YouTube for the fact that they ran my page. I couldn't even run ads on my shit, get money on.
Oh right, he couldn't. Well, obviously, like you're signed artist. Of course, you're not gonna be able to like, you know, like run ads on your damn page. You signed a deal, mate. You're kind of owned. Like they'll be running ads on your page, but like why would, do you know what I mean? They paid for you. They bought you, you know? You sold those things. Like
Shit, nothing, because they got it. Some niggas was hindering me from growing as an artist. That's what made me go to EDM and this, that, and the third. To this day, I'm fighting. Like, I'm damn about to try to sue him right now. Like, I ain't even want to do that. It's a point like, yo, my nigga, I don't even want that kind of energy. I'm not putting no music out. I'm not doing nothing. Why the fuck do y'all got my music? I did a deal with Warner Chapel as well.
because you did a deal.
I had a commitment deal. That's like a slave deal. I ain't been assigned to Warner Brothers since fucking
Bro,
2013. But these
man,
niggas got me in a slave contract.
a slave contract and all this. Like some of them confuse me. Like read your contract, make your choice, and then when you get your money, make sure you don't blow it, you know? And jeez, some of these lie though, like when you hear their
I feel like
stories.
a lot of artists sign too early and they can't own they having leverage coming in the game, coming in with numbers and already following. And I remember I did like a commercial for Sony or some. You wouldn't get paid for
Bro, most people, you know, gets these days. Of course, you have numbers when you get signed these days.
if you ain't on your masters. I got paid a 6-figure check. Can't get that if you're on your masters.
Because they would be paying the label that.
Yeah, they be giving that money to the label and not the artist. I feel like a lot of artists sign
Say
too
this
early
again,
and they
though.
can't own they having leverage coming in the game, coming in with numbers and already following. And I remember I did like a commercial for Sony or some. You wouldn't get paid for this if you ain't on.
Does bro even remember what he actually did? So it was a commercial for Sony or some shit. What exactly was it?
Masters. I got paid a 6-figure check. Can't get that if
A
you're on.
6-figure check for what though? For what? I think he's lying. He's one of these who's lying.
On your masters. I got paid a 6-figure check. Can't get that if you're on your masters.
Because they would be paying the label that.
Yeah, they be giving
A
that money to the
6-figure
label
check
and not
for
the
what
artist.
exactly?
I feel like a lot of artists sign too early and they can't
I'm
own
confused with this guy.
having leverage coming in the game, coming in with numbers and already following. And I remember I did like a commercial for Sony or some. You wouldn't get
He
paid
don't even seem to remember what it was that he did.
for this if you ain't on your masters. I got paid.
See what? He did a commercial for Sony and got 6 figures. Are you joking? Sony gave you 6 figures. For what exactly? This commercial with what? Your music in it? Like, bro doesn't even seem to remember what it is he's talking about,
You're a
man.
major label. You gain our attention by building an audience, creating a lot of buzz, and even one of your
Of course, but you know there's some comment, and I'm not saying this guy's one, it's just the smiley face and just the way he's talking, honestly.
songs has gone viral. For real? This is the moment every artist dreams of. A major label wants to sign me.
He's got
How
this
much are
con
you
man
offering?
aura,
$2
trust
million.
me.
$2 million?
One sec.
I can't even imagine having that much money at once.
He literally has that con man aura. Where's he gone?
We're a
This
major
guy.
label. You gain our attention by building an audience, creating a lot of buzz, and even one of the songs has gone viral. For real? This is the moment every artist dreams of. A major label wants to sign me. How much are you offering? $2 million. $2 million? I I can't even imagine having that much money at once. Well, you won't be getting all that money up front at once. You'll be getting paid out over time for every album you complete after you complete it. How many albums do I have to complete in my contract?
Completely.
Six albums. That's a lot, but one album every 2 years, that comes out to be about 100
not
to
many
200,000 a
people.
year, plus album sales and streaming money. That's a livable wage. Well, you won't be getting any
Are
money
you
from album
serious? This is BS, man. Like, for real? Come off it.
sales or streams. What? Yeah, we will own the masters to your music, and that $2 million.
What about royalties, you donkey? There's gonna most contract is royalties, and it's normally who's signing someone for bloody 6 albums? I think that's a silly record label unless they're a huge artist.
Isn't a salary, it's an advance. So that would just go into the budget of all your records that they'd be considered recoupable funds. So I'll use that money to make the albums and live off of? Correct. And then I have to pay it back with album sales? That's correct.
If they even messed that bit up and said that wrong. Wait.
But they'd be considered recoupable funds. So I'll use that money to make the albums and live off of? Correct. And then I have to
make it, what does he say? To make the albums and to live off of. And then I have to pay it back with album sales. Yeah.
Pay it back with album sales? That's correct. So it's kind of just like a loan. Yeah, that's correct. But I'm already building my audience, creating a buzz, and going viral without a label. That's why we want to sign you.
Yeah, you're going viral for all of what, 5 minutes?
That audience, creating a lot of buzz, and even one of your songs has gone viral. For real? This is the moment every artist dreams of. A major label wants to sign me.
I think they're ignoring like other things, image rights, touring, clothing, and all of that. But also, I don't know. It's because I'm too tired. But this whole idea that depends on your deal, like, but like if some strange random little rip-off merchant says to you, they give you what, $1 million, and then I mean normally it depends, you can be getting it all at once, but like let's say, right, so say you got that $1 million, you recuperate it, like you're generating that, but you're also getting royalties off your sales, and that gets to $1 million. Then your labels had $1 million, right, from your sales. You've got your $1 million there. Let's say you spent half, you might have $500,000 left, for example, whatever. And then you'll also have made, let's say you got 20%, sort of highballing of your royalties. Then you would have 200,000 on top of whatever you got left. And then after that, you still be making money. And you'll have a huge name. So it's not really that bad when you look at it like that. Whoever's just come in, oh man, I can't be asked to explain the record deal thing once and again. But even in those deals, it's not that bad. If you want a massive big name, that's what you gotta do. Plus, like, let's say it was a small contract after you broke free. If you still got that big name you can work with, then shit, you're set to go. Go do a tour. Go do whatever. Like, bust a clothing line, sign some artists, have a subsidiary, do whatever. It's not as bad as certain people are saying.
He's rocked, he's shot.
Right, where am I looking on here? Because we admittedly...
Dad, I need an advance on my allowance again.
Oh no, Butters,
you got an advance 2 days ago.
But I spent it all.
What are you spending all that money on, Butters?
On my girlfriend.
Girlfriend?
You
Sorry, please,
have a
1 second.
Butters?
I just gotta sort something.
And she's a girl, right?
And because this is on the chargy
Good
thing,
for you, Butters.
Oh, that is so cute.
that means
when do we
that
get to meet her?
Well, I was hoping to go see her
can't
right now.
have it
You
on
can
the
come
visuals
along.
for a
But
quick
don't
sec.
embarrass me or nothing. I'm sure she'll be real nervous to impress you.
Don't worry, Butters. We just want to say hi, and then we'll leave you two alone.
Seconds.
Okay.
You see? I told you he wouldn't turn out gay.
9% on the thing.
All right, you win.
Dad?
Yo, they had a bet on whether the sun would...
Okay.
like I said, people, 1 minute.
Alexa, add big hairy balls to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added big hairy balls to your shopping list.
Alexa, add smelly tampon boogers to my shopping list.
I added added smelly tampon boogers to your shopping list.
Alexa, Simon says I've got vagina crabs in my butthole.
I got vagina crabs in my butthole.
Visuals be with you in about 30 seconds.
I gotta take a stinky poop.
Oh, lordy. Youngins with their Alexas, eh? Okay. Clark's singing. Oh, hell no. I don't know if that's under Universal, so I don't want to play it.
Internet. No, come on, leave me alone. No, mister, it's time for night-night.
But Sharon, I got stuff to do. I gotta see my credit rating. I gotta send an email to Nelson and check out Foley's vacation photos.
You don't have to do all that now. You can do one more thing and then it's bedtime.
Goddamn cold.
One more thing.
And you know what he's up to.
Randy, off the internet.
The hot dog stand is going through major renovations, and the new name has just been announced. Dick and Bo's Hot Dogs is sure to be a big hit here in town.
He said it! We got him to say Dick and Baz!
The owners say they're planning on all kinds of rides and games, and also with each hot dog served here at Dick and Bo's Hot Dogs, they actually use the ketchup to put a nice little smiley face on the plate.
I thought the place was called Dick and Balls.
Renovations are supposed
and
to be finished soon, and the
Mama.
new owners are inviting everyone to
Dick
come
and Balls
on
and
down,
Mama.
enjoy, and let Dick and Balls put a smile on your buns.
Let Dick and Baz put a smile on your buns.
The hot dog stand is going through.
Alright, we're going back to... We gotta find someone who's gonna give us, like, some, really, we should start a new stream, but I don't know who's in it. Like, we got, like, our real ones up in here. Hey, this can't be right. This reckons there's 6 people up in there. Why am I doubting that? Because, like, well, is it, pessimist, or is it that... that I'm just, I don't know.
We got a lot of responses, so let's read some aloud.
Yeah, we gotta check what that lad
Mr.
sent us
Mackey
earlier.
is gay. Okay, kids,
The
that's
man
not
sent
funny.
us,
Okay.
we got music
box
to
is
check.
supposed to
We
be
gotta
used
do
for
a whole
serious
thing on
questions
checking music and
about
hope
serious
that
issues.
the
Okay, let's start the
subscribers,
top
our beautiful lovelies,
Okay, let's look at the
can
real one here. Dear Mr. Mackey,
tolerate
you
it.
are gay.
Like some of them, not all of them,
All
like
right,
the
that's
hip
enough,
hop thing.
kids. Let's quiet down and try to be mature, okay? Well, here we go. Okay. Mr. Mackey, sometimes my parents hit me, and you are gay. Damn it, is there not one serious question in here? Mr. Mackey is gay. Mr. Mackey is gay. I got a lot of responses, so let's read some aloud.
Alright, sweet.
Mr. Mackey
We
is
can end
gay.
it for now. Realize Buzz.
Okay, kids, that's
See y'all in the next one in 2 minutes.
Serious
Love.
questions about serious issues.
Yeah.